Dr. Owusu Ochoa. It's Dr. O for the 804. As the premier knee and hip shoulder sports surgeon in Virginia, I would like to remind you that health equals power. Sports build and uplift communities, nothing else can. The mission of sports medicine is to keep athletes of all ages and levels at the top of their game. Dr. O is located at Ortho, Virginia, Schrader Road office location. Appointments can be scheduled online at orthovirginia.com or by calling 804-939-6688. You can follow Dr. O on Instagram at Dr. O_ for the 804 and uplifting educational content about sports health.
Hi everyone, I'm Coach Rick Stockel. I am co-owner of Newman & Dunn Real Estate here in Central Virginia, as well as I am a high school boys basketball coach at Monacan High School. I've sold over 1,300 homes here in Central Virginia, and I would love to work with you and your family in your home buying needs. I am a proud primary sponsor of Ballin' in Virginia, and I hope you enjoy this show.
Welcome to another Ballin' in VA podcast episode. Today is Saturday, June the 22nd, 2024. Today, my special guest is my guy, Donovan Bridgeforth of Dream Chasers, Virginia. What is going on, man?
Appreciate you, man. I'm happy to be here. Got some 804 love, but the 757 is in the building. So we're not going to have no negative talk today about the 75.
He's been waiting for this.
You know,
he know where I'm going with this.
I'm the safety net of the 75, so I'm in Williamsburg.
Okay.
So before you go by, I got to check your pass.
I got to check in now.
Yeah, Williamsburg don't get that credit that, we the first line of defense, you know what I'm saying? So we checking IDs, we checking bags, in Championsburg, we holding it down, we the first ones that got to fight. So,
oh my
today
God.
we gonna put all that in place, but
he beat me to it.
I'm excited to be here.
I think I'm gonna have me a sip. I'm getting my Kermit the Frog on right now.
Yeah,
You're a funny dude, man.
Drink your strong water with lemon.
You must knew it was coming. You know I was gonna get 757. I get them. I love 75, but I'm trying to tell you, it's about to be on. I'm telling you. No, man, look, we haven't had about it from Williamsburg in here, so man, I appreciate you reach out, and it was a great time because this is kind of like the down period for people. So now it's about to ramp back up. As soon as you called, and you can ask Zach, what happened? We was booked up for the month of June. So you got the last month of June.
I mean, kudos to you. What you're doing is awesome. I'm sitting in the car, always going from meeting to meeting, and I'm like, I'm about to put Ballin' in VA in. I want to listen to Kennard and them story. I want to listen to John Marshall. I didn't know all the history. So I'm like, oh, okay, now I know why, that's the vibe there. Listening to Anna P, that was my PE teacher, and I was like, oh,
Anna Perlman taught everybody.
She really, I think it was her first year, and she really changed my mindset. She was like, if you really want to do this thing, what's your routine? You just in here just going off your talent. Are you making 100 threes in the morning? Are you making another 100 threes? What are you really doing to become great? Besides just saying you want to be great. And I was just like, all right, I'm in here. So me and her trying to get the janitor to open the door, we got to get these shots in. I'm not even going to lunch no more. I'm like, I'll do the form shoot, and what do I have to do to be great? And I've always took that mindset, I don't care if it's a female, I don't care if it's a janitor, I don't care who it is, I can learn something from them. Everybody talks about how I want to be great, I want to do this, I hate losing. I'm never going to tell you I hate losing. Okay. You're going to see it. You're going to see it. This young man he don't want to be denied. Because there's so many people that tell you, man, you can't do this. Or, it's a bunch of people that's been how you going to do that? I'm in a 757. I'm right beside Boo Williams. He's awesome. Let's not get that. Let's not
shout
get
out
that.
to the GOAT.
Yeah, let's not get that.
The legend.
So a lot of people are just well, how you going to do that event? They already got that there. And my mindset is, how am I not? I'm going to get it done. If it takes 5 hours, we're going to do 10 hours. Okay. Whatever it takes. And I think I got that mindset from having great people around me. Like, I didn't have a father, and I could use that as a hunch. Or, my first AAU coach, if you ask me who my dad is, I'll tell you it's him. And you're like, he's white. What do you mean? Mm-hmm. He taught me not to see any color. Mm-hmm. Our first AAU tournament, I was in third grade. And this is when you played at the super regional, the pre-regional at ODU. Mm-hmm. So when you really had to hoop, right?
Shout out to ODU.
So he takes us to Sam's Club. I've never been to Sam's Club. Like, I'm from Holland Park, like the public housing of Williamsburg.
Hold on, wait a minute.
Like where you.
Hold on,
yeah.
we're going to stop right there. We're going to stop right there. Wait a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, listen to how he pronounces this, right? Now, I'm from Highland Park, Northside Richmond, okay? Listen to how he pronounces this. Say it one more time.
Yeah, I'm from Highland Park in Williamsburg.
Highland Park, okay? There's a difference. Highland Park. It's Highland Park.
Hey, yo, it's all love.
We gotta make a meme on this one.
Yeah,
right here.
So, public housing, I'm at Sam's Club. I'm like, what is this? You know what I'm saying? Like, all I got is maybe $5. And he's like, hey, make sure your teammate got something to drink too. And I'm like, I'm not going to get nothing to drink if he gets something to drink. And then I wind up getting him something to drink. And the next thing I know, he's got a whole pizza for us. Mm-hmm. And that showed me you take care of your brother. You know what I'm saying? And I still remember that lesson to this day. So that's my big thing, like with the coaches, the mentors, and the trainer. Like, you can inspire these kids. Like, you can inspire them to do something that they never thought they could do. Like, let's not get it twisted. Like, basketball has brought me, me and you are brothers now. Mm. It might be a kid that needs saving in Richmond, or it might be a kid that their family from Richmond and they moved to Williamsburg, and now we're going to make sure we take care of them. So my thing is like, all that outside stuff, we got to leave it alone. Like, it's a brotherhood. Mm-hmm. Like, we have somebody's attention span, and we can install whatever we need in them. Like, my middle school coach told me this crazy story at the lunch table. He is like, Block, losing is worse than dying because you got to wake up. And I'm in middle school like, I ain't never losing a game again. Like, I'm going crazy. Like, we not losing. Like, it's wartime. And then I asked my coach, I was like, you remember telling me that? He was like, yeah, I probably said something like that. But like, certain things can inspire these kids forever, and they'll take that with them when they handle adversity. Like, I've always felt like, man, adversity. My mom used to tell me all the time, like, Block, you going through things that people don't go through until they 30 or 40. And I never really opened up to her about them. And I said, hey, did you ever think like I won't gonna make it? Like, did you, because we come from a tough area. Like, I've got some of my friends that are, in jail. I've got some of them that unfortunately are not here. And I'm just like, did you think I was gonna make it? And she was like, what people were putting you through, I knew that was gonna make you a man.
See, this is the thing, and it's funny that you say that, because in an inner city, where we grew up at, the resources and those things, our parents didn't teach us about going to get help and talking problems out. It was always, be quiet, toughen up, you don't cry, you a punk, and all of these things. So we had to kind of internalize and keep all of that stuff in, and instead of being able to get it out. And then when I think sports was our outlet. Yeah. So that's why I think we show a lot of aggression. Mm-hmm. When we go out there, a lot of passion. Yeah. When we go out there, because it's like raw, because that's our outlet. Yeah. Because when we're home, it's like you can't show any weakness and all this stuff like that. So just in our communities, those resources just weren't available for us unless you went to a county school. And then it depended on what county school that you went to. If the county schools that was close to the city, like Henrico, let's just use that as an example because it was real close to the city, you're not able to get those resources.
Yeah, no, that's why I appreciate you. Like, you've got, you brought Hagrid on, he gets to tell his story. Hargett, yeah, I mean, like, unbelievable story, like,
shout out to
unbelievable motivation. Like, you're allowing a lot of these, young men to come and tell their story and get their release. And, even with myself, like, a lot of people take my passion is disrespect. And it's not like that. I was an under 6 foot Division I guard.
And we gonna go
I
on
had to go. You understand me? Like in my family, my uncle, Russell Bridgeforth, he was 4-time All Peninsula District. He's 6'1", 6'2".
We were not. We was going to get a PD reference on this show. You know it was coming.
And that was like when they had Ferguson High, Anthony Slow. Ferguson that's when it was like it was real. My other cousin Vaughn Wafer, he's 6'5". He played in the league. He's a McDonald's All-American. If I didn't come with the fight, go sit down, boy. Like, you ain't getting nothing done here. So now people are like, oh, you coming at me? No, like, if I come at you, that's a sign of respect. Like, I think you're good, and I want to see if I'm better. Like, I want your best to see where my best is. And I took that same passion on the sideline. Like, I was like, yo, Williamsburg can beat anybody. You know, like when I first, I had the girls at Williamsburg Christian Academy, I was like, who, what, when, where? Like, we'll play with whoever. I mean, I think one year we played in that state championship with like 6 players. And I remember one story. This is when Kickingham High was really good. The girls, they were really good. We were playing in the, what's my man that created the Jumpman sign? He's from the 7572. Why can't I think
Is it Howard White?
Howard White. We was playing in the Howard White Classic, right?
Howard White.
And one of my girls, Sharnissa Chiller, shout out to her. She coaches at Fayetteville State with your boy CJ Wiggins. So they always arguing. She'll call me and be like, yo, you better tell this 804 dude, whatever. So she had got hurt and we only had 6 with her. So I'm like, Nissa, you at least got to dress out. Because if they know we only got 5, like, they ready to roll on us. So, like, we're in it. We're playing. She jumps off the bench, subs herself in. I'm looking at my assistant like, who told her to go in? She scores 5 in a row. Pump fake, pull-up jumper, 3-pointer. I'm looking at her. I'm like, things are going too well. We got to take her out. I was like, what are you doing? And she looks at me and says, that's what we do. Like the inspiration that you can give these kids. And my girl, she's from an area called Grove in Williamsburg, which you would be like, how is this Williamsburg? So like Williamsburg is basically the richest people you'll ever meet. Like they got this, they got a showroom room, and then you meet some of the brokest people ever where it's like, hey, we 2 or 3 to the bed, and we all at the same school.
In
like
Williamsburg?
It's no breakage. So it's like less than a mile away, like nothing. So like where she comes from, it's like, if I don't make it, I ain't gonna make it. So like this basketball thing gotta go. So like the things you can install in these kids, and she's not the only athlete we've had from the Grove area. Xavier Green that played at ODU. Shout out to my guy. Oh yeah.
No, my son played against him.
My son played against him. My boy Dirk Williams, who played at UAB, who's in France playing now.
Other kid, Clavon.
Clavon Green. Yeah, that's my guy.
Yeah, my son played against him.
Clay Kaboogie. Yeah.
He went to Radford.
So, no, it's a lot of kids, but unfortunately, in Hampton and Newport News, it's 5 or 7 of me. In Williamsburg, it's only 1 of me. And it's 4 or 5 that want to go against me, like, oh, nah, he yelling and screaming at him. He doing it only for him. And it's like, no, I'm trying to prepare them because I know when we get to Hampton or Richmond or whatever, if we don't go hard, it's, oh, them Williamsburg kids are soft.
Well, and I'm writing this stuff down, right?
And we not going ever, anybody out of my camp, you not going to call them soft.
And
like,
see,
we ain't doing that.
And this is the reason why I wrote this down. See, this is why I tell people, I have maybe 1 or 2 questions when I do my podcast. And people say, man, and people be blown away when I tell them I freestyle it. I really do freestyle this stuff because I'm gonna piggyback off what you say. So this goes into what I'm going to go into. Yes, 757. Anybody outside of 757, they just consider soft, right? So, and I'm here to set the record straight. I'm just let them know that I love 7'5". We know that they've kicked our butts in the past. That was the past, but you got to update your resume. And now it's the state of 757. I talked to Coach Lauren Johnson, and shout out to Lauren Johnson at Highland Springs.
Shout out.
And I remember he said he's from Florida.
Yep.
And he says, in Florida, they don't do the whole area code thing, the back and forth thing. Like, it's so much separation in the state.
It started with music. It's
757, it's 804, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to tell you right now, and I'm going to put it on wax, and I don't care what they think about me in 757. I love them, but I'm going to just call it like this. The 757 right now is equivalent to what's going on in New York in the music industry.
No.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Atlanta and the South is running the music industry. 757 is equivalent to what's going on in New York. You can't really name anybody in New York outside. You just can't. New York is dead. They ain't been right since Snoop came through and crushed the building. and it's still the same way. 757 is trying to hang on to like LeBron trying to hang on to his hairline.
You got to hang on to it.
Well, I'll just go ahead and shave that thing, man. Just call it a day, man. You know what I'm saying? You want to walk around looking like George Jefferson?
So to answer that, it's a era. So, I mean, you look at some of our best athletes, they've had that moxie. So, I mean, I'll take it to Lawrence Taylor out of Williamsburg, Iron Brian. He would knock your head off. Like, me against the world.
I'm going to love this one.
And then
I'm setting them up.
You look at Vic like, hey, I can do this.
Give me some tea.
AI, like, hey, I'm a man against anybody. So we've got an era or a moxie. Now
you've had an era. Let's put had.
But we still it's
no.
It's hard to
hard to do what?
How can we have another Iverson? How can we have another
Y'all
Vic?
have no
How can we have another Curry? Like those things don't happen.
Hold on. I'm gonna stop you right there. See, I love these conversations. Look, I would pass on $1 million right now. I just love this. What Jay-Z famous line? If you made Hove, make another Hove, right?
Oh, my God.
Hold on. This is what 757. We got Vic. We got Ronald Curry. We got Alonzo Mourning. Guess what? It ain't happening right now because I'm trying to figure out where they at. Where they at? We ain't seen none of them lately. We haven't seen no boys, no girl football. The only thing that y'all got right now that's helping y'all win right now, making y'all stay relevant is FIBAs. That's it, in football.
I mean, you got you got Woodside with the boys basketball. They killing it.
Hold on. I'm gonna correct that. Shout out to Steph.
Yes.
But hold on.
Yes.
But guess what? That's just happened.
Hold on. Girls basketball too.
I want to hear this one.
Shout out to Shanda Bailey.
Okay, shout out to Shanda.
Okay. And hold Doja. Whoa. Like,
hold on. I was gonna get to that. Outside of Prince, first of all, why y'all gonna start claiming the beach? Y'all know daggone where anybody, hold on, wait a minute. Anybody that knows that, first of all, two areas that 757 don't claim. One is Williamsburg and one is Princess in the beach. And the reason why they only want to use Williamsburg and the beach is when they want to sit up there to solidify that argument. We got Lawrence Taylor. Oh, we got Sean Springs. Really? Y'all gonna reach all the way to Williamsburg? Okay, that's what we doing. All right, once Williamsburg was 804, but we're not going to have that conversation. But anyway, now you want to go to the beach. The beach is soft, but when it's about to validate their argument, then they want to bring up, we got Princess Anne. So that's the best that y'all can do. You want to talk about Princess Anne, this is what we doing? But okay, shout out to Donnell Dozier. Shout out. Go ahead.
Trendsetters for the game. If we're just talking basketball right now.
No, we're talking about all sports.
Okay.
Sports. Because I dare any 757 do right. Please find me. You could email me. You could email Zach Poston at the Morrisette Media. You could contact me, because I would love to have this conversation with you. I'm talking it. I'm really right now. I'm talking my Felicia Rashad voice on the Cosby Show. You know what I'm saying? I'm Miss Cosby right now. I would love to have a conversation with you right now. I really would. No, go ahead. I'm gonna let you go ahead.
And we still got pros. I mean,
you
got Cam Thomas in the league. You got Dorian Finney-Smith. You've got Darion Seaborn. Hold on. Why am I forgetting my man? Keontae Johnson. Like, and I probably could be forgetting one or two. Like, we still got pros. Y'all just used to, you brought the music.
No,
you used to superstar hits. You want a platinum song.
Hold on, but this is the thing.
You want a platinum song.
This is the thing. If this is what y'all been producing and constantly throwing our face, then keep doing it,
Give
right?
us time to adjust, and we'll be right there.
Oh, really? That's what we saying?
And we'll be right
now
there.
you have to adjust?
Adjustment period.
Hold on. And hold on. And this makes my point. Why do you have to adjust? Why?
Because if you don't adjust, you're gone.
No, but why are you adjusting? Why? Is it, let me help you out so I can know what you're going with this. Does that mean that the other areas of the state getting better? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, absolutely. Because they've seen what we do. They've seen what we do and have acclimated it, which is extremely smart. Like, hey, I'm the best thief in the game.
Are you really sitting up here saying that basically we saw what y'all do and we took that? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, you got to take the style and run with
straight blasphemy. And I'm going to tell you why that's blasphemy. See, you
got to see something great.
I'm going to tell you why this blasphemy. I'm going to tell you why this blasphemy. Your own GOAT, Mr. Tony Rutland. I hate to bring Tony Rutland into this conversation because he's a GOAT. He will tell you, Richmond always been great.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So there's no adjustment. We've always been that. The only difference is that when it comes to state championship games, they actually win the game. Without mean that we ain't been great. We've always had, but see, we don't go around here and stick out, we're 7-5-7. We don't do that because greatness does not need self-promotion. I'm going to say that one more time for the people way in the back that can't hear me. Greatness does not need self-promotion. But if, excuse me, young lady, I'm going to say something real quick. They got little dick syndrome. That's exactly what it sounds like. Because if I got to go around here telling everybody how big I'm this and all this other stuff like this,
So I don't think it's
that's the way it comes across.
It's a fight to get out because it's so many.
You don't think other areas in the state got hoods?
We're not even taking it there. It's so much competition.
We get that and we love it. But we don't have to be thrown in our face every fact. We're a 7-5-7. We Virginia.
But look, y'all, nobody.
You don't see Maryland saying we're 4-1-0, we're 4-4-3, we 3-0-1. We don't do that. They Maryland.
Well, look, we just need the 804 to bring their hand out. Like, yo, we all in this together.
We have been kicking y'all ass
we all in this
for the
together.
last 10 to 12 years, and I'm probably doing myself a disservice. It's probably longer than that, but I'm just gonna do that. We've been kicking y'all ass, and it ain't been close.
I don't know if we can sign off.
You don't want to know? So you really want to go there with me? Hold on. I'm going to do Maurice Carter. Shout out to Mo Carter.
Mo.
Hold on. You really want to have this conversation?
That sounds
You really want to have this conversation with me? You want to go there? You really want to go there? Because I got time.
That sounds just
we
like
We got a whole other hour. We got time.
But on another note, 804 has always had athletes. Shout out to Tony Squire.
Yep.
Like, oh my gosh.
Another
like
GOAT, legend.
The things he was able to do with certain athletes from this area is unbelievable. And I'm talking about like the mentorship, taking them out of state, seeing things that they've never seen before. I remember, because I actually
don't think Tony Squire get enough.
I actually got the opportunity to play for him. And, we at the Richmond airport. And, one of the kids from Richmond, he's like, I didn't even know they had an airport. And I'm like, yeah, really? I'm like, bro, what you say? And I mean, he did wonders for my career. At the time, the Boo Williams team was Boo. Like, it was it. And right. I didn't want to sit on that bench. Like, I think they had a thing where the live period was a little different. So the last 2 weeks, you had the Super Showcase, which was in Orlando, and then you had the Nationals. And they tried to make sure, the top 7, those other guys was getting that exposure. So I'm like, I'm not waiting till the last 2 live periods. So, I go up to Richmond, and I'm like, oh, man, I'm probably going to have to fight like one or two of these dudes. Like, and it's nothing but love. And I'm like, yo, they are good. Karan Johnson, freaking phenomenal. Baby Shaq, a beast. Aunt Sally. Like, Aunt Sally made me so much a better player. Like, I'm in line, he's windmilling, and he's like, yeah, you got to dunk. I was like, all right, I got to go. Jannard Fleming. I'm watching him do dunks that you do on a video game. I'm like, yo, this dude is crazy. Rashad McClure, animal. Like, and if I forgot about anybody, I'm talking about like we had a mob and it was on. So now I'm like, bop, bop, bop. I throw the ball wherever. Boom, they going to get it. And they like me, they was like, no, he'll play defense. I ain't got to guard. He got him, and he passed me the rock. So it was nothing but love. I mean, back then they had the Charlie Weber, which was in D.C.
Okay.
And we won that. We went to Vegas, the Adidas 64, and turned that out in a bunch of white tees. You know, we walk in there with that Richmond swag. We had, you know, the white tees. Like we was ready to go. Like, and I mean, for him opening it up, because he could have been like, oh, you know, you used to play for Boo, or you a 757 dude. We ain't. And for T Squire, it was just like, nah, like, yo, and we getting you at 5-star camp, and you're gonna tear it up at 5-star camp. And you know, that he gave me that platform to show out. You know what I'm saying? And he had a vision. You know, I ain't trying to. Him and Ty White are two guys that have. Super shout out to Ty White. And we'll talk about that relationship a little later. They have a vision. Like, and I always tell parents, put your kid around somebody that has the biggest vision for them. You know, that has the biggest vision. No BS, but like has a vision. Like T Squire had a vision. Like I didn't, and shout out to Vernon Hamilton, like my guy, like took me in, like, you know what I'm saying? He's like, yo, this is V Ham. He played at Clemson. You could do it, he could do it. Like, yo, let us show you our platform. Now, in the 7-5, it would have been a little different. It would have been like, you ain't this, you ain't that.
Why is
you
that?
ain't on boot. It's just a natural, like, everybody wants to battle, everybody, like, you know, and I'm not saying my career put me on the wrong AAU team, I could play D3. Put me on the right team, I'm a high major player. You know what I'm saying? And I think back then the line was so thin because everybody was good, but everybody wasn't trying to get people in Richmond. It was about getting everybody to the next level. Like T Squire was like, yo, you got to go to this prep school. Like, yo, you got to get out of here. Like in the 7-5, it's like, you ain't good enough.
And
like,
it's crazy.
You know?
It's crazy because, and I didn't cut you off, I'm going to let you get back to that point. We have Mike Priv here, the defensive coordinator at Maury. We had him here May 4th, actually. It's crazy because shout out to 757 Saturdays, because that's what it seemed like. You're my third 757 that's been in the last month. And shout out to Coach Rick Height here. He was also here.
Oh, man, Coach Height. Awesome. Philly.
And yeah, exactly. As a matter of fact, his podcast will be out next Friday, June 28th at 2 o'clock. And give you a free promo. Yeah. But they, at the 757, it's like, and they said, man, they love how we're so a unit here.
Yeah.
And 757 is so great. You know, when we know they carry the state and everything, and it's just like, why it's so much, it's more divided there than, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I never understood that.
Well, I think it's a poverty thing too.
Okay.
Like, I think, you know, families in Richmond are, you know, maybe living a little bit, you can see it. So like, if you're from the city, you move to Verona.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Chesterfield
like,
versus there is military more in the 7-5.
So if I'm in a better situation, I want to help everybody's situation. So in the 7-5, it's still like, yeah, I'm doing good, but I'm not doing great. Because just like you talked about, we've got 100 people that are good at different things, but everybody wants to do one thing, or everybody's got to be the big kahuna.
Right.
I think once we get together and like really, okay, you're good at that, you're good at this, I'm gonna support you, you're gonna support me. We all gonna eat. Like we all gonna eat. Like, I mean, I get so much of the this, that, and to be honest, the events I create, one, I try to create the events that I needed when I was a coach. Okay. So I went to the Morris Spring League when I had Jamestown, the year before we went to the state championship game. Okay. Right? We needed those games to get prepared. So when the bell hit, we ran straight to the car, to get on 64 because that was the only spring league we could go to. So once I started running Dream Chasers and running our events, I'm like, hey, let's do a spring league. Okay. Let me get teams that, they're right there. All right, we got everybody coming back. We need to play now. We ready. And so many people are like, oh, you trying to do this, you trying to do that. No, like I'm trying to provide what I needed.
Okay.
And the biggest thing for the kids, I'm trying to provide an experience. When you come to a Dream Chasers event, yeah, you might hear the music. Yeah, I might hand you a free t-shirt. I might get on the mic. Like, I want you to remember this joint. Like, so many guys, and I don't know if it's good or bad, their best experiences in life was high school. Like, people will still call me up, yo, Block, you still got the hoodie? Can I get that hoodie from, and I'm like, yo, how do I know? Go talk to my mom. Like, she got all the high school plaques, hoodies, whatever.
That's why I started
this
podcast, because everybody wants to go back to high school.
Yeah, like so many. So, like, I just want to provide experiences for the kids, and then having an educational background, the more you're with your kids, the more structure you can provide them, the more discipline. So now it's just not, okay, tryouts about to start. I'm going to get my grades up real quick 2 weeks before. No, we got spring league. Yo, do not get in trouble or you're not playing today. You know what I'm saying? So now all year round, those athletes have that structure, and they're going to be successful if you give these kids a good foundation, structure, and love and discipline. Like, they're going to be successful. And that was the biggest, I would say, definitely coming out of Williamsburg. Mm-hmm. You didn't have full-time programs. So like in Newport News, Hampton, they stayed in the gym. They stayed doing something. Like with us, we didn't catch up to you've got to be in the gym 24/7 or you got to be in the weight room all the time. Because like that team unity, that team chemistry, building that culture. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like building that culture is going to help you fourth quarter. Like that's going to win you games before you call out computer blue 22, 33. Like, like I'm looking at my guys like, man, you remember that day we was in the rec and I had to guard that 6'4" dude? I need you to do that today. And they like, yup, I remember. And I'm about to show you my example for it. So I think, in Williamsburg, we had the athletes, we had the players. Only certain sports and schools had the culture, though. Yeah. And everybody has to allow that, right? Mm-hmm. You got to allow that. The tougher team is going to win. Took that from Ty White. He used to say that all the time. But define tougher, the team that's more coachable, the team that you can push more, the team that's going to compete longer. But, hey, is your administration okay with it? Because, I mean, let's be honest, things look bad before they look good. Mm-hmm. Sometimes, we got to have that conversation. Excuse me, we talked about boxing out all week, and you're not boxing out, and it ain't no way we going to win. And it ain't no way I can be sugar about this. Mm-hmm. I got to bring it to you. And that's that accountability piece, because in life, I told you to have your seatbelt on. I told you to get out of there by 10 o'clock. I told you don't go down there with them. No, don't take that car down there with them. It's so many times in our young men, our young women's lives, do they have that accountability? Do they have that self-discipline to not go that place, to not go right, to not go left? So many people think it's sports, but it's life too. This thing is life too. Maybe learning how to communicate better. That's something I failed at. I mean, I remember, teaching. Everybody was like, all right, black guy, you got all the bad kids. Hey, can you get him? Can you get him too? And I'm like, I already got 10 in my classroom, and I never felt comfortable saying, I'm sorry, but this is too much. You're gonna have to do this. Because I never wanted to feel like, oh, that's just a lazy black guy. He don't want to do no work. Right, we'll get labeled
quick.
Right. He'd get labeled quick. So communication was something that I learned from some of my coaches. Like, it's okay to have a disagreement. It's okay to be confrontational. Now, it's not okay to act like this during it. Mm-hmm. But I mean, our young people need the game so much, and they need the real game. That's why I'm like, man, I'm not trying to get caught up in that. Like, I'm trying to get caught up in learning how to be a better person so I can exhibit that to my kids, learning how to be a better leader so I can lead. You know what I'm saying? Learning how to be a better businessman so I can spread that to all my other, teammates. Like, so I always tell my kids, if you're around me, we're going to work hard. We're going to eat good. We got to eat good. We're going to look good. And I'm going to teach you. Like, I'm going to tell you about, all right, this is how I break things down. I'm trying to get 20 teams. This is how I build relationships. This is my database. This is how I write down. And shout out, I got to give a big shout out my man, Cookie Chris. So I had a kid that I used to train, and I love food. So I'm always talking about food, and he knew how to make cookies. So it's like, he was awesome. So I'm like, yo, bring me some cookies to the tournament. I got you. Boom. So I'm like, yo, Chris, you selling yourself short. Like, you need to take this joint to the next level. So 6-7 months, now he has his own cookie chain. So you're talking about like a high schooler that has his own cookie shop. Like, when you come to the Berg, we're going to get you some cookies. And he's about to open one up, I think, in Short Pump. So, like, this thing just ain't all about just dribbling. Like, you can teach somebody, and now he's going to pull somebody up and teach them. Or he's going to get somebody a job that's maybe one of my kids that, their family is going through a financial hardship. So for me, it's always trying to be a brotherhood, and I always try to keep the main thing. Now, I'm not the best. I get passionate, and I'm like, oh, yo, he got one more time to say that, and we're just going to go outside. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I've always got to manage that, because the biggest thing, where we're from, if you disrespect somebody, what does that mean? Oh, they think they can beat me. Because I'm not going to disrespect you. Even if I don't like it, all right, cool. I'm not going, when I disrespect you, I'm telling you, like, yo, do whatever you want. But some of these guys, they haven't been raised right. Their OGs just let them do whatever they want. Like, I don't get it, because my uncle was like, yo, block, quiet, enough. You're not doing that. I'm not doing it. Like, no, you good. My uncle said, you good. I ain't messing with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, my uncle said, you like his daughter, you off limits. We ain't doing that. Yo, nah, I ain't doing that. So I think the canon order isn't there anymore. It's just like, man, I'm gonna do whatever I want. You know what I'm saying? It's no, and then, but sometimes now you got all these OGs acting like they like. I mean, and it's disappointing to me, because I have people that might have coached me or helped me along the way, and now it's just like, yo, I don't even talk to you. Like, because of the things you done, like, it's just like, wow. And, I try to help everybody, because I feel like if you help one if you win, Big L, I win. Right? Mm-hmm. But then you got some guys that do it the right way. Like, shout out to my middle school coach, Charlie Brown, like, to this day. And his son plays for the Redskins, receiver. He played at UNC.
Okay.
And then he has another one that's at Arkansas this year. I mean, if they want to see you win, they're going to help you win. So we still have an hour conversation. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that man don't owe me nothing. He was just my middle school coach. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But to still reach out, give a phone call, participate in my events. I'm like, man, I want kids to feel how I feel about him, about me. You know what I'm saying? And I got some coaches, like, I'm walking right by him, like, yo, I don't want to be around him, like, da-da-da-da. And it's crazy, because it's usually us. It's like, it's us. And we'll talk so much about, the other race will do this to me, da-da-da-da. Yes. And they've been the ones that have uplifted me more and kept it straight real. Let's
have that conversation, real briefly about that. And unfortunately, like, since 2016, 2020, that's always been the topic of conversation. I don't want to get too political or really too deep into it, but, we have those conversations. Like, I remember when my son attended Trinity Episcopal, and the first thing I got was, why are you sending your son to that white school?
Yeah.
And I'm looking at them like, really? Like, so my son can't attend, and you get resources, that the white kids have that's that was offered to me.
Yeah.
So I can't take advantage of that. So that's going to make me less black if I decide to take that. And so a lot of times you have in our community, unfortunately, we have to do a better job of that because we just, like you said, we have to have communication.
Yeah.
And just because if my son decides to go to Williamsburg Christian or St. Christopher's or Benedictine or whatever the school, Millwoods, whatever that's out there, that doesn't make me less of a person.
Yeah,
You know
absolutely.
And just somehow, I don't know where that comes from, but I was always a person that I just always sought out and thought the bigger picture. Mm-hmm. And we got to stop labeling stuff like, I had a conversation with a parent, and I'll keep nameless, but I've been having it quite frequently, where their kids they want to attend an HBCU. Yeah. We had this conversation with my son and his friends. One friend goes to Morehouse.
Yeah. My
son attended ODU. Now is at George Mason for masters. So we're telling our kid, well, I'm going to HBCU because I want to be black. That's not where you're going to learn how to be black.
Yeah.
You're going to learn how to be black. So you're going to tell the white kid, oh, okay, well, I'm going to go to VCU to be white. That's just so stupid.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, why does race always have to be? We understand that there's problem in both communities when it comes to that. You're going to have a group of people that just feels a certain way. That's just what it is. That's not going to stop me from doing what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
You know, that's just where it is. You know, and so that's just...
Got to go back to, just judging people by their hearts and by their actions.
I'm going to sit up here like I'm not going to like Anna Perlman because she's white.
Yeah.
Because you had a problem with her. You know? And I just put it out there. My coach, in Laura Rest Her Soul, she had a problem with Anna. And, for her own personal reasons. But I was like, man, Anna treat me well. Yeah. So I have to continue to deal with her. Yeah. But I personally knew what it was about.
Yeah.
So I didn't hold her to that. But that wasn't going to stop me from dealing with her because of that. She just told me what it was, and that was that, and how she feels. And that's that. Me and Anna had several conversations about it. But she never stopped respecting that lady.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's just where I'm at. Anybody don't like what I say.
Sometimes, that's why it's the high road, because you gotta go higher.
Yeah, so I just get, passionate, and I kind of get beside myself, and I do stuff, and I just did put up the middle finger. Excuse me, everybody.
No, because
that's just how I feel, because I don't like people that kind of do that stuff, man. You're not going to try to sway me, my opinion on that. But which leads me to where I really wanted to go was about your senior year at Lafayette.
Wow. So you trying to break the views. You trying to break the views.
I mean, I do have a job as a moderator here.
No, so it's crazy. I've never really opened up about
you don't
that.
Have to.
No, and I think it's crazy. I was talking to my cousin JT, and he was like, "Kids need to know that. Like, kids need to know that because they are going through something, and they need that inspiration." And then, you get to a point like you can't hide things. You know what I'm saying? And my biggest thing is, we always try to be perfect or look perfect for non-perfect people. You know what I'm saying? So no, let's go there. So one of the main reasons why I started coaching and getting into this, I knew how it felt to have, I don't know, you want to say quote unquote a great coach or somebody that believes in you. Like boom, like somebody that believes in you. And then I knew how it felt to have somebody that maybe you thought didn't believe in you as much, or maybe was kind of like out to get you. So
hold on real quick.
Yeah,
I just got a text message.
Oh no, they told you don't do it. Don't do it.
I got a text message. This is actually a good one. Talia, this is what I'm about to do.
Don't do it.
And this is the first text message that I actually went live, because I didn't mean to break it, but it just came through. It's kind of like breaking news, but I'm going to go ahead and do this. Got a text from Rudy Cunningham, man. Shout out from Rudy.
Rudy.
Coach Rudy. He said,
OG.
He said, I got off the live too fast to tell Donovan. I said, what's up? He's been a good dude and been holding it down forever.
Man, I really appreciate that, and Coach Rudy's awesome. That team, Loaded Family, a part of that. And don't get it twisted. One of the reasons why they're doing great things, they're great people. Like, let's push the basketball stuff to the side. Like, they're great people. And sports is competitive. You know what I'm saying? You get into yelling matches. You get into, hey, I thought you was doing this, so I was mad at that, da-da-da. And the toughest thing is to do what? Like, apologize or let it go, right? And, Coach Rudy is a guy that works with kids that might not have it or, need something. And I remember dude always got a truck full of kids going to get them. Like, I mean, we got to give people their flowers early. One, we got to give them their flowers early because they deserve it. And two, the flowers is going to keep them motivated to get it done. So, man, Coach Rudy, man, keep doing your thing. What you're doing is awesome. It's crazy because, like, if we could look back 10 years or 12 years ago, did we ever think we would be doing this? You know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm trying to teach the kids now, think you're going to be great, better than great, and just see where you're going to be. You're going to be even better. You're going to be even better. So I guess, we'll go into it. So, like I said, make no, ifs, ands, or buts. I was a strong, physical point guard. Okay. Like I was maybe a point bully. You know what I'm saying? I could guard you 94 feet. You couldn't guard me 94 feet. I had a nice frame. I could get up, and I just had a will. Like, my will was better than my skill. I got fortunate. I got lucky. It was a couple matchups that I won. I got to go up against Tywan Lawson, and I got that one done. I got to go up against DJ Augustine.
Shout out to both of them.
Yeah, shout out. Ballers. I kind of felt like Ty might have took my style a little bit because my thing was get it off the rim, and I'm pushing these sidelines. Shout out to my boy, RIP Dion Brown. Like, I learned that from him, like getting the rebound and just transition pushing.
Okay.
So I got the win. I won those two matchups. I went against Jarvis Crittenden as well. He was freaking phenomenal. Like, he was 6'3", 6 foot. Like, he could do something.
Tech, right?
Yeah, Georgia Tech, and then played for the Lakers. And it was just right place, right time. Dave Odom was right there. Mike Davis from UAB, Ricky Stokes from ECU was like, what I'm saying, right. Yeah, right. Oh my gosh, like, right there, boom. So, senior year, I'm feeling good. Like, I'm like, man, I got all these offers. I got all these things on the table. Like, we're good. I've been working out every day. I was working. So, like, I had to work from like 7 to maybe 3 every day. I was doing like sports camps at the WIS. But I had to like get money for like July. I was gone the whole month because you had all your tournament events, and then back then the individual camps were big. So like 5-star, the Eastern Invitational, all that stuff, ABCD camp, all that stuff was like super huge. So I'm like, man, we got it. My junior year was okay because I was originally a pass first guy. I got with the Squires. I got around 4 other Division I guys, and it was just like, boom, now I know how to do this thing. Like, it's on. Like, right place, right time. Like, boom. So senior year, man, we had an awesome coach, Kevin Jones. He had done a great job with the Lafayette program, and we built a relationship through Christ. I think either my freshman year I had gave my freshman summer, I gave my life to the Lord. I had already been baptized, but I went to a youth camp, Young Life, which is great, with Corey Paxton. He was our youth leader. Davis Balls, and we had another guy, Holly, and we had a couple other guys that, helped some young guys be able to go to Young Life camp, which it was an unbelievable experience. So, and I never knew what I was doing. Like, I got up in front of probably like 500 people and was like, this is what I want to do. And I remember him telling my mom, like, he doesn't know what kind of leader he is because immediately after that, more kids wanted to go up. So, I mean, me and Coach Jones, we used to read the Bible together every morning. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this was my guy. I show up to open house, and he's like, I'm not coaching anymore. And I'm like, what? Like, and I turned down places. Like, back then, I think the Miller School was popping.
Yep.
Blue Ridge just was rocking.
Both of them was rocking. Still is.
You had Hargrave was up. Hargrave was, you know,
Still
always.
there too. Yeah.
Fork Union.
Still there.
I turned there because I was like, man, you know, we gonna do this thing at Lafayette. Like, this is my time. Like, I'm gonna show everybody. Like, this is what's up. Like, we gonna do this. Like, I got my boys. Like, all right, I'm not gonna do the prep school thing. And I mean, Coach Squire was like, yo, D.
Shout out to Dynasty too.
Yeah.
Bro.
Oh yeah. She had
Shout out to
Long Hill
Dynasty
Road.
Pierce.
Oh, hold on, Long Hill.
Dynasty
I gotta
Pierce,
give a
man.
bunch of shout outs because it's a bunch of hoopers
I
from
should
there.
have did it because that I took him off there.
Yeah.
I messed that all up. But I was shouting my girl now.
Yeah.
Beat up USA.
Dynasty is a beast. She is a beast. But no, I'll give some shout outs because Lafayette has had a lot of players that can hoop. Like, make no doubt about it. So, like, I'm like, man, this is it. Like, this is our time to shine. And then he's like, man, I'm not going to coach. And I'm just like, yo, this is crazy. Like, how you doing? And I had to respect it because he was like, I'm going to try to be a pastor. But then it was like, well, you still in school. Mm-hmm. And you know how, like, I was his guy. For the assistant coaches and stuff, I don't know if I was their guy because I was so much his guy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And like,
That happens.
I tried to implement, like, he was a Division I point guard. He played for Boo back in the day. He played at Denby, Eastern Region Auto. So like, I implement, the in and out, pull up. Like, I was like, he used to yell out, I'm a freaking animal, and I used to, I'm an animal too. Like, I implemented, I poured everything into him. And then for him to just be like, yo, I'm done. And so, like, we tried to, like, get into different schools, but by then, all the money was dispersed, everything, and then certain coaches was kind of like, oh, you told us no. Like, and I get it now, but, so I'm like, So we get our assistant coach is put as the head coach, which he's an awesome guy, like, unbelievable guy. Like, we still talk to this day, and we just butt heads. And I think one of the problems was because I got coached by Tony Traver when I was little. He was a Division I basketball player at Women Mary. Animal. So it was like, you're going to play tough. When I got to middle school, I was coached by Charlie Brown. He played at Longwood when they made that huge run and won 26 games in a row. Like, so it was like, you better be the one. You know what I'm saying? Then I'm coached by Kevin Jones. He's a D1 guy. So I'm coached by guys that's like player coaches, like, be a killer. Like, run this team. So now it's a different format. Like, you don't run this team. Like, you chill out. Mm-hmm. So I think we just finished playing RIP, great, oh my God, unbelievable coach, Ben Moore. We just finished playing Warwick, and we played Kings Fork. And I'm like, I think Kings Fork was just on the cuffs about to raise up. Because they had won the state championship, maybe like the next year or
Was it
2 years.
09?
Yeah. Like, so they had the young boys. I think they had the youngins that went to Marquette and Cincinnati. They was just about to start biting. You know what I'm saying? So unbelievable, like, boom.
Yeah.
I'm showing out. Like,
2000. People
literally like, oh, yo, blocked and chain. Like, this is different. Man, we sit in the circle, right? We sit in the circle. And we're having a conversation, and they're like, you guys got to get rest and all this. And I'm just like, Coach, I don't want no rest. Like, this is what I've been wanting my whole life. Like, I've been seeing my uncle, he's this. Vaughn is at Florida State. He just was a McDonald's All-American. He caught LeBron on the baseline. Like, I'm like, yo, this is what I want. Like, I'm not getting tired. No, you're going to have to kill me. Like, I'm working every day. And he's like, be quiet. Like, da-da-da. So we're running sprints, man, and I think one of my homeboys, like, he might have made it. He didn't make it. And I was like, Coach, just give him a chance, Boom, he kicked me out the gym. I'm like, why are you kicking me out? Like, I love, like, why? I never been kicked out of a practice. Like, I never, like, I'm not saying I'm perfect in high school, because I wasn't. But for basketball, I ain't messing nothing. You know what I'm saying? Now, like, after the game, we go to the party, we go, you know what I'm saying? Like, block in there. I got, we taking 3 girls home. I could get in trouble for that. Like, but
stuff that I heard from this story, look, Anna Brillerman told me some stories. So what you just said has nothing compared to what she told me about what on in Malofa.
So
I ain't even going there.
That, telling, slapping a guy after, like, I know we beat y'all, but can your sister come to the party that we having? Like, I might have did that, but disrespecting coaches and all that, like, nah. So he throws me out. Our assistant coach is like, man, run around the gym, you know what I'm saying? So we running around the gym. He like, nah, get out, whatever. So, like, he's over there kind of like just bad-mouthing us, like, y'all believe in him and he ain't nothing and da-da-da-da-da, boom, boom, boom. And I was just like, yo, what's up? Like, you talking about me like that? Like, so I just went off. I'm like, man, you talking about me like that? I'm a Division I player, da-da-da-da-da, boom. And then I just walk out, I remember the next Monday, like, we have a meeting. It's my mom, the athletic director, like, everybody, boom, boom, boom. They're like, you did this, you did that. And my mom was like, yeah, he shouldn't have did that. Like, he definitely shouldn't have did that. Mm-hmm. However, I think we were practicing at, like, the rec center. So it's like, y'all just kicking my son out. Like, probably not the best thing to do. Like, probably could have had a 2-minute, So we were, I was supposed to get back on the team. They had all this stuff written up, which was crazy. Like, you got to sit out 9 games. I'm like, what? Like, how am I going to get player of the year? Oh, it's not about you. And I'm like, I've never been selfish, but this is my time. Like, I got to prove. Everybody did not think I'm D1. I've got to prove it now.
And you,
like,
seniors, they usually kind of get that. My son had to sacrifice a whole year because we had to promote the senior.
Yo, my junior year, I passed the ball like I was giving it to everybody. Like, yo, I'm like, that's not me. They're like, you got to write a letter to the rec center, apologize. I was like, what? And I was like, all right, like, I'll do all. And then he was on his Coach Carter. He was like, and you got to run 20 miles. And I'm like, what? And then my cousin is like, yo, Block, that's just weakness coming out of your body. You're going to run that 20 miles. So I'm like, yo, boom, I'm signing it, boom, boom, boom. Like, yo, we going to do this thing. And then, like, it gets even crazier. Like, I walk into practice. I was supposed to go to the Clemson, South Carolina game, and one of our assistant coaches was going to take me. So I walked into practice. I was like, hey, coach, we're not going anymore. Because Oliver Purnell was the head coach there.
In Clemson.
And Hamilton was still there. So, I definitely wanted to give, their look or whatever. So I walked in, boom, boom, boom. And then the next day, they're like, yeah, we're suspending you for 2 more games. You walked into practice. And you shouldn't have. And I'm like, yo, what? Like, I thought I was on the team. Like, no, I hadn't told anybody yet. So I'm like, yo, like, why is all this, like, I'm balling at night, like, cry. I'm like, yo, God, like, what am I doing? So the plot gets even crazier. I'm at work, right? I'm at work. I had a girlfriend. I think we were together, like 4 or 5 months, like, whatever. But I'm on, like, it's the senior year, like, yo, I need my freedom. I'm out of here. Like, I'm about to commit. I'm going to South Carolina. I'm out. Like, I don't got time, Their family is pretty wealthy. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Mm-hmm. So, like, I've been trying to end it for, like, whatever. I'm at work, like, just straight working, like, trying to figure it out. She shows up to my job. And I'm like, my mom calls me. She's like, yo, Block, don't come home. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, Mom, just listen to me and don't come home. So, I asked her, I was like, yo, you know why my mom told me not to come home? And she's like, I can't tell you right now, but you never should have tried to leave me. And I'm just like, what does this mean? Like, what? What is
In the words of the young kids these days, that's weird.
like? I'm like, yo, what is this? You know what I'm saying?
Very.
So I don't go home, and I can't tell exactly where I had to go. You know what I'm saying? Because some people, but I have like a warrant out for my arrest, and I just turned 18, maybe like just, and I'm like, what? How? Like, what is like? I'm like, God, what is like? What like? You know? So, you know, my coaches and everybody are like, hey, this is what we're gonna do. You know, this is where you gotta be, you know, for the weekend. Like, we not letting you go on a Friday because they're gonna keep you in there for the weekend. Like, we not, like you. So I'm like, what is this? Like, you know, so I go down there. It's crazy. I know the officer. He's like, what are you doing here? And I was like, I know you hear this all the time. I don't know. So he's like, all right, we're going to get you released on your own signage or whatever. Let me check in. And then he walks out and he looks at me. He's like, she made you look really bad. And I'm like, what? He's like, she made you look really bad. I got to turn myself in. I go down there, boom, boom, I'm here in the jump. This is all foreign. I don't know nothing. Like, man, the magistrate looks at me and he's like, you gang leader? And I was like, what? I'm not in no gang. Like, are you, I ain't never, like, what are you talking about? Like, so I get out. I'm like, I'm looking at everybody like, I'm just so disappointed. Like, obviously, like, I trusted this person. Like, I wasn't able to read the script, but after I read it, and I was just like, yo, this is crazy. So they charged me with stalking. And I'm like, how am I stalking somebody that just came to my job to talk to me? And I'm just like, so like at this point, you 18, remember that black and white thing we just talked about? Now you're not learning it, you're living it. Like, you know how you laugh and you look at movies and you're like, oh, like, that would never happen to me. Never happening to me is happening to me. Like, I'm like, it's crazy. So, like, my mom is going crazy. Like, she's trying to figure it out. She hires a private investigator. Like, they have, like, they have, like, freaking audio of her father telling me he had $100,000 to end my career. You broke my baby's heart. Like, all that. And it's still like, and then the day of Christmas, like, 2 guys came from the 7-Eleven and, like, jumped me. Like, boom. Nobody's trying to believe me. Like, I'm telling people, like, yo, this, you know, they try to pull the footage on 7-Eleven. They can't get the footage. I'm like, yo, they're coming after me. And nobody, you know what I'm saying? So it's crazy. I'm still trying to make sure I qualify. Like, I got to get this Algebra 2 class done. Like, you know how I got to get this Algebra 2 class done. And I think I needed what? Maybe 1,200 on the math part. Like, I'm going through it. Like, I'm like, yo, and then I'm reading the stuff, and I'm like, I can give you pictures where we were at this place at this time. Wow, this is saying I'm stalking her. Like, we can't attend a basketball game together and me stop. Like, we walked from my aunt's house. We walked from my aunt's house together. Like, how is this even like? How does one person get to say something and then automatically it's valid? And I'm in high school. Like, you understand this is high school play. Like, we've seen this before. Like, I'm in high school. So now I learned, like, they were smart about it. So I think they did like a custody order or whatever. Mm-hmm. So I couldn't be around her. She couldn't, which, you know, I'm like, fine, whatever. But it goes back to bite me. I would go to the gym every morning, work out. I'm still trying to stay in shape. I'm still trying to. I see her brother. I immediately run out. I'm gone, like, yo, I don't want no, like, no, this is, you know. They go back downtown and say, hey, he said something to, I don't know exactly what it was. So guess what happens now? You got to turn yourself back in. I'm like, what? Like, this is not real. This is not real. I go to and I mean, even the rec center people was like, let me show you his times. He is here every day at this time. Like, this wasn't anything like that was mapped out. Like, he did not follow him there or anything. Like, this is like, I'm just like, I'm done. Like, I'm like, man, what? And I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna get out. Now I don't know, because they're saying I broke the order. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I'm literally in there shaking. Like, shaking. And it's crazy. I walk in there, I'm seeing people, they're like, man, you done messed up your career. And you so like, yo, shut up. Like, I ain't even, like, I'm not even doing, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't even know what's going on. But, like, you can't, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't show nothing. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, we get there, and the district attorney is just like, we're not letting them out. And so the judge is like, we have a lot of people in the courtroom. We're going to get back to you. So the camera flips. She goes, oh, Mr. Bridgeforth, it seems like everybody in this courtroom is here for you. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, we got people like character references, like my old teachers, you know, one of the local college coaches, like everybody's there. It was crazy. It was a guy named Brother Jay. He ran the neighborhood basketball league in Williamsburg. So that was like all the city areas. They played basketball on Friday and Saturday nights to keep them out of, you know, being outside and different things like that. He was on the board of supervisors then. He was like the head. He walks up and he's like, ma'am, I don't know what you guys think of Donovan. I've known him since he was little. He is nothing but a gentle giant. You know, he's intense on the court, but I can vouch for this guy. He's a great young man. I would have him watch my kids, you know, whatever. So the only way they're going to let me out, I have to live with him and be on house arrest. Yes. So I'm literally in that shit. I'm like, I don't care. Get me out of here. Like, I'm like, I don't care. Get me out of here. Like, I don't want to be in here. So they get me out. I'm just like, you know, I'm thanking him, whatever. He lives like in the middle of nowhere, nothing but paved rocks. Like, I'm literally doing dribbling drills on rocks. Like, he's like, you're not going to stop your dream. You're not going to stop your dream. So, you know, they push everything back. They get a continuance. It's a day before the trial. Day before the trial, they said, hey, we want to drop all these charges. They don't even want to come to court. They don't want to come to court. They don't want to, you know, we're dropping all these charges. But we still have to have a court order. And I go, heck no. Because I'm like, y'all setting me up again. I'm going to walk through Target. I'm going to do something. And you're like, you just going to be like, lock them up. I'm like, no. I'm like, no. Me saying no, like, flipped the judge, flipped everything. Like, they were like, why isn't this young man willing to accept this? And then, like, I don't know, like, it finally hit him, like, yo, like, he didn't do anything. He didn't do this. He's not capable. So they threw everything out. They didn't even come to court. They threw everything out, but it was just like, for 4 months, they had my whole life. So, like, what he wanted to do, he did. Like, he tried to do, like, to end my career, to make sure, like, you know, like, he, like, for 4 months, and then they were just like, here goes your life back. Mm-hmm. Now you can go back to the gym. Now you can go. Now you could, like, by then, I think it's late. I couldn't play in the live period again. I was being homeschooled, so I couldn't get the right classes to make sure I qualified. Mm-hmm. Like, it was, like, that lesson, like, it strengthened me. Like, I mean, at night, I was crying. I was fighting the air. Like, I was just asking God, like, whatever, I'm just ready, God. I know you're putting me through this for something, but I'm ready. Like, I'm gonna be ready. Like, I know this is something. So, and then like once all that was done, like I was just like, I was even more mindful. I was like you said, being closed up. I never opened up again, because even that argument with the coach, I felt like you can't respond back to anybody, because if they're higher than you, they can take something from you. Mm-hmm. So like even my cousin JT, when I went off to college, he was like, why aren't you like this all the time? And I was just like, I've got to be guarded. I can't challenge people. I can't, because I don't ever want what I love being taken from me. So I think to flip it, I know our time is tough. That allowed me to be strong enough to work with these young men. Like that allowed me, that adversity in my life allowed me to be able to exhibit things to young men, to young women, that no matter your situation or how tough you are, how tough it is, you can overcome these things.
Mm. So does that lead into like how you met Ty White and kind of like the team loaded?
Yeah.
Is that kind of around the same?
Yeah. No,
okay.
that'll be good. So
it sounded like that's where you was kind of going with it, or maybe I jumped the gun.
Yeah, no, I think that led to me wanting to pour into kids.
Kids, right.
I never want anybody's mom to go through that situation where my son is in something that I cannot help him with. Mm-hmm. Like, I cannot. It's not going to be any help. Like, I can't. I never want any kid to not feel like they don't have somebody that can help them. So that's what poured it in. So I was running a team, Virginia Venom. So we had like a lot of the best hoopers from Williamsburg. Mm-hmm.
I remember that.
I'll give you, I had a kid, Colton Sincere. Shout out to Colton. He went to Lafayette, another Lafayette baller.
He's Lafayette kid.
Crazy story. So he was supposed to go to Randolph College. Randolph College was like, yo, you're not good enough. We're going with somebody else.
How you not good enough to go to a D3?
I don't know. So he's crying. I'm like, look, cry on my shoulder, but after the day, we going to work. We getting to work. We go to the live period. We just beat some team out of North Carolina. The team doesn't show up to play Team United.
Okay.
Kennedy Meeks is on Team United. I'm looking at the tournament director like, yo. He's like, would y'all play back-to-back? I was like, are we playing an EYBL team? Yes, we will.
Yeah.
We run over there. I'm telling them, get up. Let's go. Coach, we just played one game, and then we got another game. I'm like, yo, I don't care.
He did that in the streets, in the playground.
Yes.
That's what we did.
My man Colton hits 5 threes in a row.
Wow.
Bang, bang, bang. Look him up. He looks like Seth Curry. He has a ratchet. 5 threes in a row. D1s are all over. He signs with Coastal Carolina, winds up playing in the NCAA tournament twice. Like, that's why we do these things, though, right?
Those are the stories you don't hear about.
That's why we do, like, you know
hear
what I'm
about
saying?
it, you don't.
Like, yeah, like, that's, like, I'm so excited to tell a kid, like, when they feel like they're not going to get recruited or they're not getting what they want, you can. Like, yo, you got this. Like, keep pushing. You're right there. Mm-hmm. You're right there. Sometimes that tough time creates a great time. Mm-hmm. I had another kid, Dirk Williams, came from Alabama. He came from Alabama. His transcript was a little tough, like, and it's so difficult because, like, the way the rules were, no matter what he did, he couldn't become eligible because it's like if you're not eligible as soon as you walk in the door, you can't get eligible.
Right.
So I remember, like, he was super sad. I was like, man, just get your grades up. Like, I got you, And his daddy was a baller, Dirk Williams. His daddy played at Virginia Tech.
Okay.
human highlight. I think with Bimbo Coles.
Bimbo Coles.
Another Lafayette.
I was going to say that was
Lafayette, Long Hill Road. That's what we call it.
He is really
Championsburg.
He is really doing this Williamsburg. He's taking advantage of this Williamsburg thing, ladies and gentlemen. I ain't mad at him.
Championsburg.
You got to do what you got to do.
So he played and he loved the game. So like we were working out the middle school kids and he was just like, well, can you pick me up? Can I be in the gym with y'all? And most kids just like, I ain't working out with these middle school guys. Like, but he was like, he needed somebody to push him. Like he needed somebody for him to be there, to guide him through that journey. We played Big Shots. This was when Big Shots was, Big Shots is still great. It was popping. It was
Big
Shots
poppin'.
live.
Right.
At Catholic. We played one of the team takeover teams in the championship. And he lights it up, strokes it. Boy walks out with a Division I offer. You didn't get to play high school basketball. 2 months later, you've got a Division I offer. Like, it's just like, God is amazing. So, like, we go back to that story. Like, you went through that so you could get these kids somewhere else. It wasn't meant for you to go to the next level, but it was meant for all these other kids in your area to go to the next level. Dirk is from Grove, one of the toughest areas in Williamsburg. It's surrounded by poverty. It's surrounded by memorials. So Grove is right here, right? Kings Mill, where they do the LPGA and all that tour, is less than a mile away, but it's so much there, and if he didn't have that person in his life, like, where does he go? If Colton doesn't have, does he just give up on basketball? So then with that, just playing and competing, and my thing was like, I want to play anybody, like, whoever. Ty had invited me to coach one of the Team Loaded 757 teams because we had Xavier Green, and I was like, all right, this is cool. Like, I still want to do my Williamsburg thing, but, I'll coach the 757 team, boom. My man Frankie put me on too. Frankie, great guy. He was running the 757 program then. So he leaves. They need somebody to run the program. And Ty's like, hey, we want to make you the head guy. And I was like, I don't want no title. I don't want to be no head guy. Like, nah, man, I'll just, But he's like, no, you're going to be a leader. Once again, he has this vision. He has a vision that you don't like. He has this vision. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to run the 757. They took my persona. Now, the 804 team was our family, but we wanted them guys.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they on the circuit, but we on hoop group.
Right.
But we can get it done. So, like, all those kids just kind of took on my personality, like who, what, when, where. Now, we went in a couple gyms, got in a little trouble. I ain't gonna put nobody out, but we walked in a couple gyms and took it over for some people that they call the GOAT. But I ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's
yeah,
what we really doing?
We knocked some heads off. We had some great kids. Clavon Green, he went Division I. Travis Fields from Norcom, he won like 3 or 4 state championships at Norcom.
My son played against
Adam Grant. R.I.P. Bash Towns.
That was my guy. I really liked them. There was Norfolk Collegiate guys.
Yeah.
Both of them was Norfolk Collegiate. Both of them went to
Bryan College.
Yeah.
And then, we just started getting better and better, and our recruiting went well. Like, I think one of our 9th grade classes, Jonathan Norfleet, he went to Wagner.
Yep.
Joe Bryant, he went to Norfolk State.
Yep.
Darion Seaborn, he went to NC State.
Lake Taylor.
Desjour Rucker, he went to Marshall. Nazir Chambers, he went to Norfolk State.
He went there everywhere.
Shout out to my guys.
I'm going to be a troll, right, Grant? Mr. Chambers.
Yeah.
And look at the camera, Mr. Chambers. If you see this, I'm trolling you.
So,
you've been everywhere. You and Mr. Rucker.
Yeah, we built a mob. And just working under Ty, it was always great.
Those guys was good guys, man.
Great guy. Whatever we need, we got it. in some tough situations, and we squeezed it out. I mean, you know how it is with that AAU travel and stuff. Like, hey, ain't nobody got money, but they got game.
That probably
like,
was the last group of good guys they really had.
Well, program been going great. I'm not saying it like that.
Yeah. That was a great group right there. Mm-hmm. That group because like they was kind of like all at once.
Yeah.
Now it's still the same way, but it's kind of spread it.
And shout out, I had great help. Griff at Oscar Smith, Twin, Coach Yogi, Coach Joe, Coach Dave, Coach Greg. Like, it was just shout out to Claiborne. Claiborne was with us before he did his team push thing. He's doing awesome job with team push.
Yeah, shout out to Coach Clay too. He always support, man, and always be, follow my Twitter, man.
Coach P.
Gotta get you on here, man. I forgot about you.
He's awesome.
Because he hit me up a long time ago, and I haven't made that. I gotta do that. So Coach Clay, I'm gonna get with you, man.
He is awesome. Shout out my boy and all the other people that helped with it, because we was mobbing. I mean, I don't want no smoke. I don't want no tension. But, all that.
Smoke from all
our 757 team could beat anybody.
Hey, look, you see how he get that bass in his voice with that 757. I told you, they get that crunk juice, man. They get that little John and the East Side Boys joke when they get the 757, man. They funny.
We beat some circuit teams, and we put
shout out to 75,
some Nike stuff on their heels. But that was awesome. That was a great time. Being around Coach Blackwell, all those guys, just
shout
learning.
Out to Coach Black,
yeah, my man. Coach Blackwell like to mess with the scoreboard when it get close.
Hey, Coach Blackwell, I know you're going to listen to this because you listen every week. You'll call me, man. You ain't put on no podcast this week, man. Mm-hmm. Hey, Coach Black. He said that, Coach Black. Just want you to know that.
That's my
Call
boy.
me when you hear this. Call me.
B Ward, all those guys. It was an amazing time just to be around like-minded people that wanted to use the game of basketball for a brotherhood and to help these young men get somewhere where they that would just help their families for the rest of their lives. I always tell kids, give me 4 years and I'll give you 40 years. I'll have your back. While I was doing that, I was coaching the girls squad at Williamsburg Christian Academy, where we went to the state championship 2 years in a row. Maybe 3. I can't. We're just beating people up. But I had a great
slick.
It was who, what, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? We beat St. John's. We beat St. John's out of WCAC.
Yeah. They're good. They're good.
We beat Newman Gretty out of the Catholic League at the Beast from the East. So when you see my girls, give them that respect. Like, we ain't never run. The division they put us in at the Boo Williams Holiday Tournament, we won. But my thing was I wanted to play the best of the best. Like, I don't need no trophy. Give me who I want. So that was good.
That's true.
I guess we got probably just a couple minutes to talk about Jamestown.
Yeah. You got 5 minutes.
Oh, dang, you're going to try to sum that up in 5.
Unless you want to pay the bill that go over that. You want to pay that bill? Then you can have right at it.
Zach, send me the price. No, I got you. We appreciate you, Zach. I'm gonna make sure you're straight. No, at WCA, those girls really catapulted my career.
Okay.
First of all, they were receptive of me. I was young. I was intense. I probably was a little too much.
You was intense? No, you still is intense.
I was probably a little too much, but they were super receptive.
Okay.
They wanted it. We traveled all across. We would play the Stabs, the Millers, like every Saturday.
Stab always.
Oh, man. Coach does a great job. Coach Philly, Coach Snow, he does a great job up there. Charlottesville is an amazing area for girls basketball. Shout out to Marcus Dixon. He does training and stuff up there.
Yes, don't play no AAU tournaments up in Charlotte.
And
they be cheating.
Shout out to my man D2. He's coaching he's the head boys coach at Stab. He does a great job. So all those guys, Jack at the Miller School, all of them do a great job. So with our girls, I just had 5 or 6 girls that they wanted it. And they really built.
That's all you need.
They really built my career up. Like, a lot of opportunities was given to me because of them. And it was a guy, we go back, John Perkins, white guy, who believed in me and was like, you're worth all this. Come do it. So, I mean, the same thing, like, this thing ain't about color, it's about love. Like, it's about love and loyalty. Like, who are you when somebody's not around? You know what I'm saying? I know who you are when you're in my face. Like, I know who you are when you're in my face. I think we had about 3 or 4 Division I players. We had a girl, Monty Bryant, that went to Howard. She's doing amazing things. Aquasia Jones, she went to the apprentice school. She's doing awesome stuff. Her sister, Youngin, played at Virginia Union. Jalen went to CNU. Tanika Pierce, and those families were super receptive. Like, we worked extremely hard. 6 a.m. practices. Like, all they were worried about was, Coach, make sure you bring the orange juice. Like, they worked,
OJ.
They worked extremely hard, and it really taught me how to, become a champion. Like, if you really want to do this thing, we can do it. So the well was kind of drying up, different admins and different things like that. So I applied for the Jamestown job, right? I applied for the Jamestown job. And I was like literally sitting in my office, and I was like, I'll just do it for fun. Like, they're not about to hire me, whatever. They call me and they're like, it's Tuesday. They're like, can you come interview Wednesday? And I was like, am I the minority candidate? You know what I'm saying? And we got to talk about Dream too. So no, Big L, I'll foot the bill. Like, I can't, I got you. Like, I promise I got you. So I'm like, am I the minority candidate? So I'm like, okay, I'll put my portfolio together while I'm driving to practice because we had loaded practice or whatever. So, I got in there. They had a new AD that he was a basketball guy. Shout out to Dr. Worley. She was the principal then. She's a superintendent in Williamsburg now. And they really wanted to change the culture. They were super receptive of it. And I just came in there and was just like, hey, I've never lost in my life, and I'm not going to do it now. We're going to win. I want a challenge, The bigger the challenge, the better the celebration. So I was like, let's do it. Because I think they had just jumped in the league. Heritage was in there, Nasmith River, when you kind of when you got out the region. So I remember they called, and it was somebody from HR. They were like, hey, we want to offer you the job. And I was like, did you call the right number? Who playing with me? Wow. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, stop joking with me. And I was just like, whoa. At the time, I was still coaching the WCA girls, and I remember that open gym, we just cried. And I was just like, I'm sorry, but, I felt like this was a good opportunity, and y'all are still going to be great. I mean, those relationships I built with those girls, and, and I told them, I would not get this job if it wasn't for y'all. Don't ever think that, my success is y'all's success. I get to Jamestown, I mean, everybody is used to just, transferring out. If you're a hooper at Jamestown, you go to Walsingham or WCA, they had great boys programs. Shout out to Coach Gann, who was at WCA, and the legendary Billy Barnes, who was at Walsingham. You're just going there.
Yeah, that guy coach.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
He coach.
Yeah, I've stole a lot of stuff from him. Yeah, so
they used to kick our butt.
We get the first year, it's just energy. I remember, we signed up for the Boo Williams Fall League, and that's when the Fall League was jumping. It wasn't all this, I ain't playing nobody. I ain't iron sharpen iron. Everybody was in there. You getting 2 games. That's your season before the season. And we did not win a game. And I'm like, Lord, take me back. I want my girls back. I'm not used to this. But it challenged me every week. All right, we got to do this. All right, you got to stay patient. You can yell at him and he's gone. Or you can work him through it.
Okay.
So I really had to learn that, like how to, boom. So, I mean, we just kept working. Things got better. And then when the season started, we just kind of, boom, like just catapult. So we wind up playing in the conference championship against Heritage.
Okay.
They had Jermaine Merrill. And he was a bucket. Don't stop.
Still is.
Like, I'm like, yo, I was looking at somebody in the stands. I said, hand me my shoes. I'm going to try to guard this mother.
Still is.
He's getting to the Baja. We wind up
Merrill boys.
We wind up losing to Lake Taylor in the regional quarters. I think that was the year they played Monacan in the state championship. So we wind up we was right there.
Wow.
Like we was right there, and I'm like, we was right there. So the next year I'm like
2016, some year.
Yo, so the next year I'm like, it's on. Like, let's do it. So it was a beautiful year. Shout out to all those guys, Mason, Evan, Ryan Jones, Ryan Devine, Michael, R.I.P. to Diamante Brown and Tina Brown. We love you so much. Mm-hmm. Those guys, they took on my personality that what's up? Check the ball up. And we walked in a lot of gyms and they were like, is this a soccer team? Bet. I got you. Wow. I got you. Your head is about to be that ball. And wow. They just started hooping. We would spread you out. We was dribble drive. I got 2 Chinese kids, 1 white guard. They all under 5'9", and we boogieing. A lot of people used to tell me, and I couldn't understand it. They were like, your team is a team that kids can relate to because they look like them. So, so many times you watch a sporting event and it's 6'5", 6'4", 6'3". You're like, what the heck? You know what I'm saying? But we just straight hooping. So it was beautiful just to see that them overcome that adversity because they've been a doormat for so long. Mm-hmm. We played John Marshall in the Fall League Championship. Oh. They had Isaiah Todd. They had for them to be up for that challenge and, not run away. Shout out to John Marshall because they've been working their butts off to get where they are.
Always.
It was so for them to just, continue to push themselves and allow them to be pushed to get there was awesome. We had a crazy rivalry with Smithfield. I don't understand how. They never played each other in middle school, nothing. So you talk about, we played 4 times, 4 sold-out games.
Wow.
I'm literally at Smithfield yo, if my mama don't get in and his mama don't get in, we not playing. You're not about to have 2,000 Smithfield fans here. They're like, the gym is sold out. I was like, it's JV. It's halftime of the JV game. No, sir. We getting in here. And it's crazy. We got to leave out the back door. We've got a police escort. I'm like, yo, is this? Yeah, I was like, yo. But it was nothing but love. We getting out. And they're like, no, you got to go this way. I'm trying to dap everybody out. They're like, no, you got to get out the door. People come to me still to this day and that's some of the best high school basketball I've ever seen. Mm-hmm. That was awesome just to, packed houses. We played your boy, Monacan. We played Monacan. We got him. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Parham. That's my boy.
Shout
that's
out
a
to
pro.
Alden, man.
That's a killer.
Shout out to Alden.
That's a killer. You just think about that league. You got him, you got Darion Seaborn, and you got Joe Bryant, all in one region. Mm-hmm. That's some studs. That's a lot of money-making basketball players. And I might have forgot somebody. You know what I'm saying? Hanover had a mob. They had all the baseball guys. They was 6'2", 6'3". They were huge.
They did.
And if they would have had Wade, Wade could have won a public state championship or private. He was that good.
Now you capping.
He was good.
No, he was that good.
Yeah, he was that good.
But I don't think they would have won. Though.
No, with him and Fort, they would have won it. They would have won. They went to the state quarterfinals without him.
Well, you know what?
Now, him and Jordan Miller, who still gives me nightmares, that killed me.
That's what I'm saying.
Jordan Miller against Wade would have been a show.
And that's what I'm saying. And you know, Wade, my guy. So
Yeah, Wade, that's my boy.
That. I'm like Jordan Miller.
That would have been a show.
Then you got Monacan, who pulled off that miracle on ice. Yeah, Jordan Miller was a problem.
Yo, oh my gosh.
Ford was, and then Lake Taylor, Lake Taylor, they blew that one. Yeah, Hanover.
Things happen.
Hanover, they had a good shot. I just...
And just because Monacan doesn't pass the eye test does not mean that they're not really good. Because we ran into that. Like, we don't look like, and then we on top of it.
Let me just be honest, because I'm going to have a podcast on Monacan, so we should have had it this week. Let me be perfectly honest. They were an average basketball team that had a really good basketball player that peaked at the right time.
That's what it's about, playoff basketball.
No, it is. Because when you say a really good team, that means they were great. And I can't do that. But I know what you're saying. That's what I'm saying. I know where you're going with that. That's why I said I can't say it. Yeah. But they were really they was a solid team that peaked at the right time. Let me just say that.
No.
Because they had the pieces. The pieces worked.
Yeah.
And they just, because again, you got to remember, that was the year they had they lost twice. And right. So they got the extra game that you technically really shouldn't have got.
Yeah, I was upset with that because I was like, if we could have got them instead of Lake Taylor, maybe we.
Right.
If I could I got Lake Taylor. If I could have got the opportunity to play them twice, then I like my.
Because they lost to Heritage and somebody else, and I was like, how in the world y'all get to lose twice?
Yeah.
You know,
but hey, when you working hard,
it worked out for their favor, and they were that was probably the biggest upset.
Yeah,
I would probably say in the last 20 years, if BHS said that Monacan upset over Lake Taylor.
Yeah,
that was definitely upset.
Nah, but it's tough beating a team twice in a week.
Yeah.
Come on, so they're gonna rally. You know, they're gonna talk. You know, that's
Monacan, Lake Taylor was up big in that game. Man.
Okay.
They was up like 20.
Oh, they were up 20. I didn't know.
Yeah. It was a lot of controversy that went on in that game, but I think we didn't know Monacan, but they won that game and they pulled it off.
Yeah. So and then I guess we really didn't. I guess because I want to shout out all the girls from Dream Chasers that have, been at our events, all the parents. So I guess, if we want to kind of wrap it up, just talking about the brand.
Okay. No, that's why.
And I appreciate the extra time. I promise I got it.
Okay.
So no, Dream Chasers was something I started. I've always done. I taught in the school system. And I used to walk by kids and I would say, chase your dreams. Mm-hmm. And one of the kids was like, Coach, I don't have no dreams. And I was like, I just put my arm around him. I was like, next time I see you, you're going to give me 3 dreams.
Okay.
So I always stuck with it, with that. And same thing we talk about, color. Some woman gave me, and I know why that sounded bad. Somebody gave me an opportunity to run a basketball camp. And was like, hey, I believe in you. I know you'll do great things. Mm-hmm. And then I just took the platform. I think it started like with a spring break camp. And then, more areas that I would go to, I would see like, let's implement a 3-on-3 league.
Okay.
I got an opportunity, shout out to FBC basketball. I think Mike Davis is he FBC?
That's
Mike. That's my guy. We used to play Mike all the time when I was at WCA,
Mike Davis, Sheen
and he was
Johnson.
at TPLS. Oh, Rasheem, all of them. Yeah. I might have gave Rasheem a bucket or 2 overseas, but we good. We good.
Shout out to Coach Mike.
Yeah,
there's some really good guys over there. Them my guys.
So I had got the opportunity.
Shout out FBC.
To train the girls from Hamilton Heights. Mm-hmm. So that's my girl Cardoza. Yup, I had her when she couldn't speak English. She was like,
wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Treasure Hunt, she was a beast. They had like for Raven Johnson, she was awesome. They had like shout out to Mo, that's the guy that runs it. Unbelievable vision, great guy, like blowing up, is killing Under Armour. They owe you everything. Like, they gave me an opportunity to work with their program, like, and I could see the vision. I'm like, yo, y'all are dope. Like this is about to blow. And like now FBC is like,
Yep.
unbelievable, right? Like
they damn thing.
Yeah, like it's it. So, I drove out I took the Chinese bus to Tennessee, but like I was like, I wanted to build a brand. I knew the opportunity, and I knew like what in the future. So, I started running the camps, and one day I don't even think they meant to tell me. They was just like, "Oh, you mean you want to rent the gym out yourself?" And I was like, "I can do that? Hold on, what you mean?" She's like, "Yeah, you pay us, and then you charge whatever you want. Let's go." So, I rented it out, and then, of course, I had, to get everything straight, insurance, all that stuff, and then I just kept, doing my camps. Like,
Okay.
I kept doing the camps. We started like a 3-on-3 league. For me, I always loved helping kids get better. And at the time, I could still move a little bit, so it was just like it was therapy. Like, all right, let's work. Let me get you better. Like, and then we'll go. I think when Dream Chasers really blew up, we had the first All-Star event.
Okay.
Shout out to Coach Carter, who he's the OG. Like, don't ever get it twisted. He paved the way. Like, I can still call him and be like, "Coach, how do I do this? Like, and I mean, he's super like, "Hey, man, let me help you. Let me call some teams for you." Like, awesome. Like, I mean, like, he could be like, he could definitely shun me like, "Nah, man, whatever, you got to get it done." Crane does an awesome job too. I mean, you got so many great minds
FPC.
over in the Richmond area.
SFP, I meant. SFP.
SFP, yeah.
Yep.
He does an awesome job. So I wanted to do
Shout out Crane.
I wanted to do an all-star game, right? And I sent out a Google Doc. I'm trying to be organized. I got the Google Doc.
There you go.
One coach fills out the Google Doc. One. So I'm like, I'm being organized. They ain't gonna help me. Da-da-da-da-da. So we posted on social media, right? Posted on social media. It blows up. Everybody wants to play. My media guy's like, "I'm about to close the comments. We got over 200 comments." And I said, "No, you're not. We gonna get this thing popping."
Yeah, let it keep going.
So we had a Big Silas, Messiah. I mean, we had the best of the best. So we did the girls and we did the boys, and like it blew up. Like, so we did a concert before. McLaughlin, shout out to you. He did some like his gospel rap. It was awesome. We did a concert. We had everybody's name called out. They ran in. RVA Rage came. Shout out to Manny. Manny brought his daughter. Like, it was like crazy. So like all the stars before they were stars, like crazy, like studs. Like the game was crazy. Like it was unbelievable. So I'm like, all right, we got to build on this. Like, yo, I'm ready to do this. Like, we getting the flyers together, all that. The next week, COVID hits. I'm like, no. So you think about it. If I would have pushed that back a day or two, like, that's God, right? Like, I got you right here. Don't move. Don't go nowhere else. So, everybody, when COVID is coming out, they're like, "Oh, just give it a week. We can get in the gym. Just give it a week." I'm outside doing mobile training. So, like, I'll come to your crib, train you. Boom, I'm gone. So I think I had a routine. Like Monday and Wednesday, I would go to TAB area. It was like a military base. So I would train the military kids. Tuesdays and Thursdays, I would do Williamsburg. And like every day, I would do my man Cookie Chris. And then Sunday, I would do like an outdoor camp. And everybody would come for an hour. So I'm training this kid, and he like, "Coach, you need to check out this school, and they need money." And I'm like, you in sixth grade, how you know who need money? Like, what are you talking about? And at the time, that school used to be a movie theater when I was younger. So I was like, it's no gym in there. So I call them. I'm like, hey, I'm trying to get, access to your gym, da-da-da-da. They're like, just submit the times. And I'm like, is it that easy? They're like, yeah, nobody's ever asked to use our gym. So I'm like, okay, I better take every day. Because the moment somebody see me in here, they're going to try to get in here.
Right.
So I'm looking at my staff. Same way with you. People probably like, you're not going to get that podcast going. Ain't nobody coming, da-da-da-da. I was like, we doing every day. And they're like, how are you going to make it work? How am I not? So Monday and Wednesday, I would bring everybody in that I was training. I give you an extra hour.
Okay.
Tuesdays, we had girls power. So only the ladies. So, shout out to Dynasty, Maddie, Michaela, Kiera, Kills, Soraya, KD, all of y'all for coming down. We was hooping in there.
Wow.
So it was nothing but girls. We do some drills, and then we would let them play. Like, we had the video, like, all that. Like, they was coming from Virginia Beach. Like, they was coming everywhere. Wednesdays, we had the boys. So, back then you had to do the, boom, check the temperature. Line out the nail lady was like, what are you doing, block? It's too many, it's not enough. Shout out Kevin Parker, Ja. We had so many middle school guys coming. They was coming from everywhere just to hoop. Like, they was coming from everywhere. Shout out to the Norcom boys that was coming down. Like, it was crazy. So then Sundays, I would work out like my pro guys. So I had like Nate Knight in there, different things like that. And then we would do our high school open play. And we just kept building on it. And then it just blew up. So we were doing our middle school showcase. And I was just like, yo, I was always makeshifting the rims and everything. Like, you would have thought I worked at the shipyard. Like, and like every week. Shout out to my crew, Coach Johnny, Antonio, Lamar, all of them. We was like literally fixing goals every day. Like Q, everybody. And we got the girls showcase going, and we had studs. Zanaya, Gemma, Lily,
Damn,
Nyla, the other what's the girl from Thomas Dale too?
Nyla
Wilson, and Nyla Brooks. Oh. We had the mob, Taylor Ragland. Like, wow. It's at least 4 to 5 top 100 players. Zanaya was in like, and then we ain't even talk about Ojo. We ain't talking about
young
like,
Ojo.
Yeah, we had the stuff. Yeah, like it was the dream house. Like, no, we had the best of the best. Like, it was crazy, but for the love of the game. Like, we're literally sitting in this small little gym, and it's just like, for the love, the girls are hooping. But I always understood it because I coached girls basketball. That was my first job.
Okay.
So I understood why we can't play at 7 o'clock. We the number 1 seed.
Right.
The boys, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had those conversations with the principal. Like, no, we number 1 in the state. They number 3 in the district, and they get to play at 7. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's a problem for me.
So, giving the girls the platform, because, shout out to all the high school girls coaches, the AAU coaches. We have some great girls basketball. Like, we have some great girls basketball, and it was an unbelievable time. Like, just being in that small gym, grinding it out. Look, I love the online learning just like the kids, because I was like, we gone. Let's get on the court. You know what I'm saying? Let's get in the gym. Summertime. It kind of felt like, back in the day, summertime, you knew, I'm going to the park every day. I'm going to eat this peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I'm going, we're going to play, we're going to compete. And, now we have the travel teams, which is good. It still gives me, an opportunity to lay my hands on kids and, still get out there and coach a little bit and different things like that. We have the leagues. We just did a fall league. We did a fall league, which was good. I think we had maybe about 16 teams. We just did a spring league. Then we had probably like a total of 20. So just trying to provide great events. I'm hoping that, we can start getting some more teams from the 804, getting certain teams from the 757. Like, I want to do, like, a girls 804 versus 757 challenge. Like, let's just have them play.
Yep.
Like, let's highlight them. Let's put them up. Let's get them some free T-shirts. Let's get the music popping. Like, let's make sure they know they're the show. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, create that atmosphere for them. Because with the boys, they get that all the time. And who cares if you win or you lose? Who gives a darn if you beat me in the summer?
Right.
Like, I don't care if you beat me in the fall. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter. Give the kids the opportunity to hoop. Like, we love Caitlin Clark because she hoops.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
She a hooper.
Right.
Angel Reese is a hooper.
Right.
She's that trash talker like, yup, I've been out here all day waiting for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Caitlin Clark is the girl or the dude like, man, you got to guard him. Like, yo, you game planning before you get to the gym. Like, yo, we're going to pick him up at half. We're going to turn him twice. And he's still. Yep. So, like, let's let the kids hoop. Like, I understand, like, the injury stuff, like, but the kids are lifting, doing strength and conditioning so much. Like, so do you just hold them back? Like, do you not let them play? Like, they want to play. Like, they love the game. Like, let them be obsessed with the game. I know I love this basketball thing. Like, I love what it's done, for myself and, me bringing me here and different things like that. Allow those kids to have that and build that network.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Because it's about NIL and all that stuff now. So, I hope we grow. Williamsburg is planning to have their own little sports complex.
Yeah, I saw that.
So I'm interested to see how, how that's going to work out. It's going to be one in every neighborhood.
I saw that. I was like, whoa.
Big. It's going to be one in every neighborhood. So, and just, thanking God for the opportunity to do it. Like, just putting a smile on my mom's face. Because I know we went through a lot of stuff today, right?
Early on.
I probably put a lot, and I want other athletes to be able to put that same smile on their families' faces too. Because we don't know. Nope. How much time we got, like, so that's my biggest thing. And I get it, getting into the events, it costs, but we paying a lot of people too. Like, we make sure that, we're providing jobs for people in the area. And it might be, sometimes I have a veteran,
Right. Give him something to do.
He gonna do the score clock. He needs that cash flow. Sometimes as kids, I don't want you selling. I don't want you doing nothing crazy. I'll give you $40, $60,
Right.
And so, and then none of this is cheap. Like, I got to have the right insurance or they not letting me in. Mm-hmm. Like, they want their money. Refs want their money right away. Bad call or no call.
They want their money.
Shout out to my coaching staff, RP Coach Jeff, who was one of my first rec coaches, and he really helped me with my business, getting my officials and everything together, and was just an awesome guy. He fed me and my boy Pierre Brown from Harland Park our first Chick-fil-A sandwiches, and we went crazy after that. That's when Chick-fil-A only had mayonnaise. They didn't have
Holland. No, because I don't like mayonnaise.
It was only at the mall. So you had to go to the mall. And look, my mom used to slap me every time I would say Polynesian wrong. Boy, say it right. You know what I'm saying?
I don't like that sauce neither, just for the record to show.
No, and I'm hoping that if anybody hears this story that, it inspires them to face their adversity and help someone overcome their adversity. Because that's truly what life is about for me now, helping others. I even look at my bank account. I'm like, hey, I'm spending a lot of money on everybody else. Everybody else eating filet mignon. I got a double stack. But it's a beautiful feeling. And, be a blessing to somebody. Be a blessing. Help somebody win. Help somebody get on top. It's never going to make you feel bad not helping somebody else. So hopefully, and it's not where you're at, it's where you want to come from. Like, I remember those dark nights. Like, And I love what I'm doing now. So, and if I can do it, anybody can do it. I didn't have a plan. I didn't want to do that. Like, you know, God just put it in place. So a lot of people have the skill set and have the desire to do it. And just always remember, 757 is home of the best.
I'm not entertaining that. He realized I have the power to edit this shit, right?
No. Zach ain't edit. Keep every 757 comment in there. Yeah, edit some of that 804 stuff out.
Do you? He who laughs best. Do he not realize I can just edit this shit and just don't not hear any of this? Does he not know that?
So if I said something bad about you, he edited it. Like he really, he manuscripted. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. Like,
oh my God, that's a good one.
Like it was
a good one.
Me. But no, I think what you're doing is dope, man. Like, you know, I hope that, you know, this inspires a young kid to start doing podcasts or calls you and learns from Zach. You know, maybe Zach can have his school of technology. You know, I've always been a visionary, like what can we do more or how can we catapult this thing? So, no, what you guys are doing is dope. When I first turned in, I was like, hold on, where you got me going? Like, you know, because it's just like the build, boom, boom. I was like, it almost looked like an apartment. Like, what's
Richmond, man.
Yeah, but it's, yeah.
It's Chesterfield. No, I'm sorry, Midlothian.
It should be Tollville. I was like, man, I don't know how many more 75 cent I got. Oh my God, all my quarters. Oh my God. Look, I tried to give my quarters to the lady. She was like, no, you just shoot them in there. I was like, well, what do you work for? I mean, I said, you got the gloves on. I can't give you the change.
I forgot which way it took you. Yeah, I thought about that. I'm going to have to start giving people a way around that.
Which I think it was just like that Saturday morning on top traffic. Because it tried to take me one route, but I wasn't familiar with it. So I was like, I ain't doing that. But no, man, it's a blessing to drive up. I can't.
757 Saturdays.
Yeah. Maybe we'll take over a whole week. Like we'll just get on. We'll just do. Yeah.
Now he pushing it.
We'll just do like a whole week. But
no.
No, the 804 is great. Like I said, the 804 has been great for me.
No.
To me, you know, Tony Squire, Coach Mack. Don't forget Coach Mack.
Got Coach Mack too. Man.
Smoothest cut in the game.
He's still out here.
And then, you know, with Ty White helping me and always, you know, protecting me and uplifting me, like, you know, 804 has always shown a lot of love. And you allow me to come on the platform, man. It's a building system. Like what they doing at Highland Springs for football is awesome. What they doing at John Marshall for basketball is incredible. The Stewart School, the girls program is awesome. You know, St. Chris always got it done. Like, nah, it's tremendous. But like you said, we gotta come together. Like, you know, it's no more. Do y'all still do the dispatch tournament or whatever? Like, yeah, it needs to be like a 757, 804 challenge there. Like, it needs to we just got to create some great experiences for the kids. Like, we got to do something dope. Like,
they need to. They need to come up with something, man.
Yeah,
we'll figure that out. I think we need to do that. But yeah, man, we got to wrap this up. We at 156, man.
Ooh, I told you too.
He meant that's why I was looking at Zach. I'm like, he meant he was gonna get 2 hours out of me today.
The power of marketing.
He meant he was gonna do that. He said it last night.
Because look, I might get back to Williamsburg and they're like, we ain't never putting you on the podcast. Like, you done told so and so. Like, I gave you the whole story.
He said, I'm gonna go ahead and get it out.
So like, they might not let me get on no more. Like, this might be it.
Wow. Really? That what we doing? Okay.
No.
Shout out to Williamsburg, man.
Championsburg. So definitely shout out.
What he said.
Long Hill Road, Lafayette. Shout out to Bruton. Shout out to Titletown, which is Jamestown. You got War Hill now, so
They balling.
Yeah, shout out the whole Championsburg.
My little cousin going to War Hill. They should have played football.
Oh yeah. Now they got a mob. Their coach do a great job over there. Does a great job. They always in them fields doing their 7-on-7.
Yep.
So yeah, man, it's Championsburg now. That's what we call it. I'm gonna get you a Championsburg shirt. Don't worry, I got you.
I'm gonna rep because I'm VA. Okay, I will rep.
I got you.
Not because I'm from 757. I'm gonna rep because I'm VA.
Yeah, I got you.
In the words of in the words of my boy Bryce Parker, I ain't no 757. I represent Norfolk. So here I am. I'm not 757. I'm representing VA. In the words of Bryce. Shout out to Bryce.
Nah, this has been a dope experience. It's been awesome. It's like hanging out with you is just like hanging out with one of my uncles. Like we just chilling. Like we just chilling, talking about sports. It is what it is. So no, I love it. I tune into it all the time when I got a long drive or anything. And I was just on YouTube watching it. Like I had it on at the crib. Like listening to the Anna Joan, and I need to listen to the Wiggins Love Day. We need a 757 versus 804 game. We'll get that done, Wiggs.
Yeah,
holla at me, Wiggs. Let's do it. That's my boy. Wiggs has always been awesome.
I'm gonna have him to do that today.
Yeah,
I have him to do that. Hit you up.
Yeah, we might add some girls game, but we could do some big things. We're gonna talk about it probably. Somebody else gonna try to take.
Shout out to C Wig, man. Make that thing happen, man.
Love Day. It's gonna be a Love Day. 757-804 Love Day. Like it's gonna be epic. It's gonna be epic.
Well, we're gonna get up out here, man, and we're gonna make sure, like I said, what I always say at the end, do a quick shout out, and we gotta roll out because we got to pay these bills, these lights. That's how we stay on in here. Do a quick shout out.
Shout out to everybody that has played a part in my career. My success is your success. Shout out to my mom. I love you. My Uncle Tony, my Uncle Russell, my Aunt Jackie, who I got to get you with. She has a social initiative group called The Village, and they do like a lot of community work. It was started because of the crime in the Williamsburg area.
Okay.
She just did a June 19th event. Like, she's a beast.
Okay.
Shout out to all my coaches, Tata, Johnny Mack, my best friend Sean Preston, Coach Yogi, all those guys. If I forgot about you, Swirl, X, Dirk, all the kids that have allowed me to push them, and has basically created the platform. So like, hey man, I appreciate all y'all. Let's go get some food.
And on that note, we are out.
We out.
I appreciate y'all watching the episode again today, y'all. Go over, make sure that y'all check out my man, rickstockel.com for any of your home buying needs. Appreciate it. Thanks again.